Hi y'all, this is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wingz with another project for us today. And what we're going to do today, I've been playing trying to use up some stuff and it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, what I've decided, we're going to make these little booklets. Now this could be used as a journal unto itself. It's not very big, it's only 6 pages. So that includes your front and your back. So you have 10 inside here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then your front and your back. So, but it could be a nice little travel journal or something like that you're, pretty cool. And we're going to use up some of our supplies here. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I made the book. And then I haven't decided. It took me so long to do the decorating. I don't know that I can do that in a video. It'll be like a 5-hour long video. But I am going to flip through. I made 2. Well, I've made 3, but this one here is not decorated. I am going to, I'm saving it because I have some specific things I want to put in here. So I'm saving that one until my stuff gets here. But this is all just used stuff. All right, so we open this up and we've just got, now I'm using what I have, y'all. So I have little cards, I have all these cool papers, all that kind of stuff. So I'm using what I have. So we've got this page here. I've used a lot of little stickers throughout here. These are not stickers. These are actually little flowers that I decorated with that wax stuff. In fact, I have some here. This stuff, wax Sierra Sarah, I guess. I don't know, but it's sort of a liquidy, waxy kind of thing. It's got a little metallic shine to it. A little of it goes a long way. So, but I used some of that on here and kind of added a little bit of flair. And so I covered these little flowers. These little flowers were white. And so I had a dark blue wax and a light blue and I mixed it. So there we go. And then we have this page, and this one's probably my least favorite. It didn't turn out like I had in my head, but there you go. It works. It's got lots of journaling space over here. This is the green page. We've got some journaling up here, some journaling down here with just some pretty decorations with some dragonflies. And then we have another pink page. I think this one's more of a peachy color, sort of a not really pink, but not really orange either. And I've used some of these little papers and little things that I had. I found some goldish metallic-y kinds of skinny washi, and I'm using that up. And my stickers. And then this is the purple page. And I've got, you can use this for journaling. You can use this for journaling. You've got 2 cards here. Plenty of journaling space in these little booklets. Now, you also could put this in your journal. Let me get my journal over here. If I can find my journal. Where did my journal go? I don't know why I cannot keep up with that journal. Just amazes me on where stuff goes. There it is. Lordy, 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 lordy. Okay. So this is my little journal that I made. I've lost a butterfly clip. And you can see in here, I've got 1, 2, 3 signatures, but I've got a lot of space in between those. Okay, like that. So you could take one of these little books, if you were making a big journal with some space in here, And you could actually put this in here as a separate part of your book, separate part of your journal. You could either sew it in like you've done everything else. You could just put it in there and have it in there. It doesn't have to necessarily be affixed to it. So there you go. So we're going to do these and we're going to see how it works. Anyway, we're using up stuff. That's what we're doing. We're using up stuff. This is the second one that I made, and this one's a little frillier. It's got a little more foo-foo in it. You know, lots more bling, prettier, not prettier, but more feminine, I guess, little places. And so I'll just kind of flip through here and show you what I've done here. Got some little stickers through here. Now, I have found that, let me put a little bit of glue back here, that sometimes these little pet stickers do not stick to washi tape very well. So I've kind of tried to learn to glue them when it overlaps here. So, but I'm going to keep that in mind in the future. Something you might just think about. This pet tape sticks to just almost everything, but it doesn't do well with washi. So, but anyway, and then we have another page here with some flowers and some journaling space here, some journaling space here. We've got a couple of things here. So we've just got all kinds of, this is a pretty little piece of lace up here. And then we have our last page. Lots of journaling. Journaling here, here, down the side of this, here, all of this. So lots of journaling spot. Okay, so we've done I've done those two, and we're going to make one today. I hope. I think we're going to make one today. And what I've done is I had an old, years ago when I was still working, we had a storage room that had just all kinds of stuff in it that was old, that people, you know, didn't want to throw away, didn't want to get rid of or whatever. But then came the time that we had to get rid of and go through it. And so I found some of these, not a full set, but several of these little children's. They're kind of like, this one is, I think, on Asia, Southern Asia. Or I don't know that the whole book is on Southern Asia, but this little part is. And it's got pictures, and it works kind of like a youngster's encyclopedia, maybe, kind of. Anyway, the covers were in pretty bad shape, and some of the pages, you can tell this one has at some time been wet, but that's okay because we're going to cover it with some pretty paper. But I decided, okay, I have all these books. Now what am I going to do? I cannot just keep collecting these books. So I took them apart. This one was in really, really pretty bad shape. So I thought, okay, if I mess it up, I haven't messed up too much. So there we go. And I managed to cut the strings out and get the pages out double. And that just adds a little bit of extra strength. We're going to put some washi on there too. So it's gonna be strong enough. And I have 3 pages, 3 double-sided pages, which gives me 12 pages front and back. I'm going to leave the front and leave the back. That gives you 10 pages inside that you can decorate. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down. And I made myself a little pattern here. So I have it. And it's just that thick, just that wide. That includes the washi and everything. But this is how big I need to cut my pages down to. And because these pages may or may not have gone in numerical order, I'm not going to use the bottoms or the top because they may not be even. So I'm going to cut on the top and the bottom to make it the same all the way around. Okay, So I'm going to get my little pencil. This is my little pattern. Let's see how wide it is. It is exactly 6 inches. So it's 6 inches this way. And it is 8.5 inches this way. Okay, so 6 by 8.5 or 8.5 by 6. I never can remember which one you give first, but anyway, we're going to put our template right here on our little paper here. And I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to turn it over and get my handy dandy cutting tool. Yeah, I am. I was. Wonder where I put it. Oh, it's there. It was just turned sideways and hidden. This is my handy dandy little cutting tool, and I'm going to take my glasses off so I can see a little better. And we're just going to cut this off right here. May take 2 or 3 times because you are cutting off several pieces of paper. And then I still don't have it completely cut. You can hear it on the glass. It should be cutting. All right. Now we're going to save these little pieces because you never know when you need a little strip of paper. So there you go. I'm going to put that over there so I can keep up with that little jobby. And I am going to turn this and cut it and put the glasses back on. I think I see better with my glasses on for this little project. Line it up with my template here. It takes me a while. And we're just going to do the same thing. Cut right along our ruler. Okay. Save those little pieces of paper. And we're going to turn it over and cut here. This really is, it sounds hard, it looks hard, but it's really pretty simple. It's just a few little steps. And we're going to cut this one off. Come on. Come on. I think maybe one more turn. Oh, got it. Let me find my little, now see, I just laid it and I laid it up here so I could see that thing. And now I don't know where it is. So, oh well, there we go. I'll put my template back over here. Now, well, it's clear, so it's hard to see in here, but we'll find it at some point. Oh, here it is. I don't know how it got way over here. Maybe I put it over there. I don't know. And then trying to remember how to put the blade back in there without cutting yourself. I tell you, this crafting stuff is hard work. There we go. There we go. All right, now we have our little book. And it is 6 inches by 8.5. So there we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open it up to our pages in the center. And I am going to start with this center page right here. Now, I have chosen some washi tape that I had a whole lot of it. And it has little gold stars on it. So I thought that would be kind of pretty to put down the center. And that's what we're gonna kind of try to do. So, and I'm going to fold this back. This is our center. This is our center of our book. But I'm going to fold it back and turn it over so that I can measure the washi tape a little better. Okay, and I'm just going to tear off a piece and lay this down. Lawsy, the things we do, the things we do. And then I'm going to very carefully try to get this washi off. Put you down in there. Now I do always glue my washi because I never know how long it's gonna last. But I'm only gonna put this washi halfway because I'm gonna turn it in a minute and do the other half on the other way. So I'm gonna kind of do it. That's why I fold it in half so I can eyeball that. With this black background, it gives me a good way to look at distinguishing a little closer. Doesn't have to be exact. Nothing I've ever made has been exact, but we want it to be close. And so I'm going to take my glue, and this is Fabri-Tac glue, Fabri-Fix, same thing. And I'm just going to go right down the edge here, get my washi, and I'm going to put it so that it's right at about halfway on that piece of washi. Now, I did get a little bit of glue a little farther across, but I have a handy dandy little napkin here, and we can wipe it off. We're going to cover this up with paper so it doesn't matter, but we want to smooth out that glue and make sure that it's really good. Now we can pull this up, open our page back up, and we know exactly where the other half of this is going to be. Okay? And I work better in this direction, so I'm going to turn this up, turn it around, and put a little bit of glue right down here. Make sure I get it covered pretty good. And then just lay it down. Get my bone folder here and spread it so that it's good and spread. I had an extra on that one. Boy, did I. I put a lot of glue on that one. And when I squeegeed it, squeegeed out. Alright, so then we have this first little page done. And like I said, there's some glue on here, but it's not going to matter. So I'm not going to worry about it. And then we're just going to trim this off. Here. And here. Now, you can't do all of the other pages. The only pages you can do that with is the one in the center. Because when we get this moved out, this is our center page. This is our booklet. When we put this page back in here, oh, you folded over, and oh, you didn't fold over. I just didn't get all my nubbins off. Fold it back just to make sure that our washi is going where it's supposed to. And then we're going to put it back inside here. And on the inside, this is the inside of our front of our center page right here. But when we open this up, we're going to be taping this page to this page. Does that make sense? Okay, follow along. Here we go. I'm going to take this page out. This is our center page again. And I'm going to lay it here so I can see it on the black here. I'm going to pull me off a little piece of washi. I'm going to get my glue, and I'm going to glue on half. Half as wide as the washi is. Okay, now you can use thinner washi, you can use thicker washi, you can use what you have. And that is going to make a difference in what size your pages are going to be in a minute, but we'll worry about that when we get to the pages. Okay, so we're going to tear this off. And this is the hardest part about the whole thing, is getting this washi off of this. Some washis, I guess this is not really washi. I think it's more of what they call a paper tape. Anyway, it has a little backing on the back of it, which is kind of nice and kind of a pain in the butt, but anyway. All right, so we're going to lay this down right here so we can see. Again, we're going to take our paper, our washi, and we're going to eyeball it. We're not going to measure it and do all of that stuff. We're going to eyeball it and get it about halfway. And then I'm just going to smush it down a little bit. Now we're going to pull this one up And we're going to put it in here. Fold your washi back so it doesn't get in the way. And we're going to lay it right here. Okay. Again, I'm going to turn it upside down because that's just how I work better. I am so right-handed dominant, my left hand just is hanging there for decoration. It don't do much in the full scheme of helping. And then we're going to glue this side down. I hope this is making sense. And I am going to get my thing here and kind of run it down because I want the glue to spread out so that it's all over our washi. I'll clean the table up in a minute, but right now I want to make sure that that is good and clear, good and spread. Cut that off, cut that off, and we are ready to go. We'll fold this page back, and we'll do the same thing on this one. Okay, this is our front page. We're going to do the same thing right here. Make sure we're in the center. And you have to be kind of careful with this washi until you get it on here, because it'll kind of tend to want to roll on you and get out of your center thing here. So here we're going to do this one again. I'm going to put some glue right down the seam. Tear off our washi. We could go ahead and do both of these this time since we're getting so good at it. Yeah. We're going to eyeball it the whole thing and put an extra little bit right here in this crease to kind of help hold it together. Okay, do you see it trying to roll? Okay, I'm going to pull this off. Pull this off. And we're going to do our very, very best to get it down the middle. You can use your words and your pictures and things like that to kind of help line it up. And if it isn't exact, it's okay. It's okay. This is not an exact science, and nobody's gonna die if you get it off a little. Okay, so now we'll pull this up and we'll turn this. See, that's not quite halfway, but do I care about that? Not one little bit. So I'm going to cut that off. Sure, I am. I tell you, I don't know whether to leave my glasses on, take them off, throw them across the room, or what. But there we go. Okay. So we've got our page here. We've got this page. We've got this page. And we've got the center. Okay. Have to be careful with that one. That one's the one the glue got away from me. I don't want it sticking together. So now we're going to turn it and we're going to work towards the back. Okay. We're going to put make sure it's trying to roll and go where it's not supposed to go. Yeah, you are, aren't you? But we're not going to let you do that. No, we will not. Okay. Yeah, you're going to stay. All right, let me turn this back around this way because this is the way I was working. Whew, that was a blob of glue. Okay. Now, if you still need to fold this page back and do your halfy thing. That works. It's a whole lot easier to do, really, because you have a better chance of getting it a little closer to halfies. Halfies. All right, glasses. And then we're going to put this on here. And we're going to do pretty good. And we're going to fold you down. There you go. Okay. And that is not even close to being in the center. So the good thing about Fabri-Tac is that it does give you a little bit of playroom. So I'm going to pull this up and scoot it over just a little bit because it wasn't even close. Okay, that's better. Okay, then I'm going to leave that and fold that over. Okay, cut this off. And that off. And then we have our last page here. Well, that's our last page. So we have all of the inside pages. Nope, we skipped one. Oh my goodness, we skipped one. All right, so we're going to put you in here. Turn you around and get a piece of washi. Unpeel the washi. That in the trash. Fold you over. And do halfway. And there we go. Pick it up. And have I got you down in there? I think we do. I think we do. Okay. Now then, we have all of the inside pages done. And if I can see to cut off that washi, we'll have the washi all cut off. There we go. Get this all unstuck. Need to clean my scissors after making all these books. I've got as much glue on my scissors. Okay, now then we're going to do this outside to link it with this side. Mainly just to help provide some stamina for the inside of the book, or for the book as a whole. So we're going to glue right down the side this direction. We are going to get our washi, tear off our washi, and sometimes that's easier said than done. There we go. We're going to go about halfway using our black table to show us about what halfway is. And then we're going to glue it down. Pick this up and glue the front. Now, it's up to you if you want to glue this. A lot of people don't glue washi, but I'm just not real sure over the long haul how, how long is it going to stay stuck. And, I don't want my book to fall apart after a while, so I glue for that reason. But if you feel pretty good about it and have had pretty good luck with it, it could be where I live. I live in a pretty hot climate. And so it could be that. And then this glue really needs to kind of dry for a little bit. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is all of our pages. Now that we've got them glued, we have this extra in here. is not, they're kind of sticking out a little bit, if that bothers you. You can see they kind of come in when you open it. There's a name for what this is called, but I can't think what it's called right now. But there you go. Got some glue seepage. Need to make sure it doesn't get our pages glued together. Okay. And then we have it here. If this bothers you, you can take your thingy-mabob, this thingy-mabob, this ruler, and this little cutting thingy-mabob. I have lots of thingy-mabobs, and you can go right back here and just cut off that excess and even those pages up a little bit. And of course, it is not straight because I veered again. No biggie. I amaze myself sometimes with the things that I can manage to mess up. Now, this is going to change the inside measurements just a little bit on your pages because you're cutting off a sliver. But that's okay because we're going to measure each page individually anyway. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside for just a minute and let it continue to dry. And these are the papers that I chose. Now, these are just 12 by 12 pages. They're pages of old paper. I have a wall full of paper, and this is some paper that I've had for 100 years, and it's old signature paper. I think I bought it at Walmart maybe years and years and years ago when I first started getting into scrapbooking and junk journaling. And so I've used some of these pages, but I'm trying to not buy new. I'm trying to use up what I have and use the best I got. So there you go. So we're going to do this, and I've chosen these pages. Okay, and I've already cut them in half because my 12 by 12 cutter is across the room, and I don't want to have to keep getting up and going into all that stuff. So I went ahead and cut them. So I have this page, and there's another page somewhere. That's the other half of it. Okay, like this is a page. That's a printed, and this is what I call a geometric. This is a print. No, this is our printed, and this is our geometric on this. Geometric and printed. Geometric and printed. Geometric and printed. So we have 5 of each. And these two go together. These two go together. These two go together. These two go together. I guess it doesn't matter that they're in any particular order. And this one goes together. And I'm going to do, because these are the inside pieces, I am going to do the inside pages that face each other in the complementary colors, just because that's just the way my brain works. If you don't want to do it that way, you do it however you do it, because that's it. That's the way. And so we're going to measure these papers. Now, each one of these pieces of paper was 12 by 12. I cut it right down the middle. So this is 6 inches wide right here. 6 inches wide, each one of these. So they're plenty long. And because we're not exact with where we put our washi, we're going to cut a little bit off of each one of these. But that's okay. That'll be okay. I'll show you how we're going to do it. So, we need to decide what order we want these in. And I think we'll do, where did my logo go? There it is. Okay, we've got a light pink, a yellow, a dark pink, a green, and a teal. And so I think that we will start with the pink, and I think we will end with a pink. And then I think we can do a green, and I'm going to put this green here because this paper and this paper are the same. So I'm going to put this in next. And then we'll do the teal, and yellow can be our center. Okay? So there we go. That's how we're going to do it. I don't know whether it's right, wrong, or otherwise, but that's how we're going to do it. All right. So, oh my goodness, I left my needle out of my little thingy-mabob here that I have trouble with all the time, and now it's not going to work. Oh well, we'll figure it out. All right. So then we're going to put a pattern right here, and I'm going to butt it up right up to the washi tape. Okay, so when we turn this over, you see we're going to have some to cut off. That's okay. Better to have too much than not enough. Okay, that's just going to be the rule. And I'm going to go ahead and ink this because I ink everything. And so I'm going to ink the inside of this page. Not going to worry about the others because we're going to cut those off probably. So I'm going to cut that and inch it down, or I don't even know what that meant. We're going to do it like that. We're going to do this one on this side. So we're going to ink the inside of this one. See, we'll just cut right along here. Kind of estimate. And we're going to get, couldn't find my glue. And I'm going to glue on this piece of paper so I know exactly where I'm going. So I'm going to go right along the edges, right down the side, down this way, and right up this way. And then I'm going to just fill in. Okay. I'm going to take this inked side. Ink side goes next to the washi. So we're going to put it down here. We're going to even this up at the bottom so we don't have to cut any more than we have to. Make sure it's even at the bottom. And find our little tool here. Spread that glue out. There we go. And then we're going to pick it up and go ahead and cut it off. Okay, you can use your little cutter, you can use your knife, you can use whatever you want to use to cut this off, but I'm just using my handy dandy little dirty scissors here, and I'm just going to cut it off. Now the reason for that, for doing this as you go, because if you get like, this page is not so bad because we're doing it with nothing over here. But when you get to the inside pages, if you put paper here and you put paper here, now you don't know where to cut at the top. So just cut each page individually as you go. It's just easier. And then we're going to save these because we use these for all kinds of things. Yes, just all kinds of things. So we're going to get our glue. And we're going to go right down this side, down this side, down up here. Oops. Glue the table and anything else that may be hanging out. When we glue, men, we get crazy and we glue. Okay. I'm going to take this one and we're going do the same thing. Butt it up right next to the washi. Make sure it's covered down here on the bottom. Anything else that's overhang, we can wash it off. Okay. Those little stars look pretty on there. And then we get our little tool that we never can find because I never put it back in the same place twice. Where is my little tool? Where does it go? Oh, it's under here. There it is. All right. We're back in business. Okay, and we'll go back and worry about inking the extra edges in a little bit. Right now, we just want to get these pages glued in so they can start to dry and we can get to decorating. Although we're not going to decorate in this video simply because it would be 9 years long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe do the next video and we'll at least decorate a page or two. I don't know that we'll decorate the entire book because, like I said, I'm a slow decorator. I don't just, you know, I see people that make videos and they just zip, 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 and they know exactly what they're going to do and they just make it, and it works and it's awesome, and I can't do it. So, all right, so our pink insert here is done. Okay, so we will turn inside here. Make sure you're only getting one page. Sometimes I get more than one. And we're going to alternate. We put geometric on that side, so we're going to put geometric on this side. Okay? So we're going to use these two pieces. First thing we do is hunt for our ink dauber. And we're going to ink on the side closest to the tape. For that side. And the reason that we do that, the others are all open edges. This is the only one that is not open. And so if you don't go ahead and ink it, let me scoot in a little bit, that might help. If you don't go ahead and ink it, then it's real hard to go back and ink it later. It's not impossible, but it is hard. Okay, so we're going to have our little papers like that. Going to get this, cover this up before I stick my elbow in it. Here we go. Make sure we get it good and glued. And then we're going to make sure we get it up to the corner and even at the bottom. And if you're even at the bottom, it should be even with your tape. Okay? That should be even. Get our handy dandy little tool. Spread out our glue. Then we'll go ahead and do this side. Since these are opposite sides, they're not going to interfere with each other. Glue this one down. Corner. Even at the bottom. Up with the washi. Spread out the glue. So now we're going to open this up and cut this off. Put you over there in the nubbin pile. Cut that off a little bit. Now we're going to cut this one off. And you do have to be careful when you use this gluing thing. I mean the bone folder, because it makes the glue kind of seep out onto your other pages, and so you don't want that. So just be aware of it and watch it so that it doesn't seep out. Okay, and then we'll cut this one. Like I said, it really would be a little bit better if you have the time to let these pages glue, the things we did first, glue down, and get this binding good and dry. That would be the best, but that's not always the way life works. So there you go. Pink done. Green done. See how that glue kind of seeps out when you spread it, but it makes for a really nice smooth page, especially if you're going to use it for journaling. So you want to smooth that glue out. Alrighty, now we've got geometric on this side, so we're going to put this one on this side and this one on this side. We're going to ink down the centers. I'll ink down the center on this one. Ink my finger and hand while we're at it. Okay, get you back over there and put your lid on. Gonna get our glue. Glue this page down. There we go. Hope y'all are all doing really, really nice. We are having a cool front. Yes, it's only getting up to 95. We are excited. Of course, that's coming from Colorado. When they say, oh, you're going to have cool front, you know, we're thinking cool front. I just glued that down wrong, didn't I? I sure did. All right, so you are now messed up. You're not messed up, but we're going to have to re-ink you because I put you on the wrong side. But that's okay. We're going to just put some more glue over here. And we're going to roll with it. See, I started trying to talk while I'm crafting, and that just doesn't work. I can do one or the other, but I cannot do both. So, is this what we were going to do? Yes, this is going to go on this side. Alrighty. And we're going to spread our glue. We're going to put a little more glue over here since we messed it up. Since I messed it up, we did not. This one was all on me. Trying to do too many things. You know, when I worked before, I could carry on a conversation. I could do paperwork. I could talk on the phone. I could do all of this stuff all at the same time. I can barely tell you my name while I'm doing anything else right now. I don't know. I guess because I'm old. All right. Up against the washi, even at the bottom. Line it to the top. And there we go. So we're going to spread our glue. Make sure we're down good. And then we're going to trim. Trim, trim, trim. And there we go. You go in the nubbin pile. We're going to do this one. Come on. Don't you dare stick together. You're going to, aren't you? That's all right. I'm going to unstick you. Yes, I am. Okay. So now we're going to trim this one. And trim the side. Sometimes these get a little hard to see when they're kind of the same color. And you in the nubbin bucket. And you open up. There we go. Now then we've got that one done. Green, pink, yellow. We're going to do our aqua one. And this has some flowers. So we're going to put the flowers on this side. This on this side. Please keep it straight, Pamela Sue. Okay, here we go. This little page here with the decoration down the side wasn't really my favorite, but I think we can still work with it. Okay, I think it'll still work, be fine. We'll see. And if we don't like it, we just won't do it again. Okay. Put you there. Put you here. Here we go. Glue, 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 glue. Corner in the corner. Bottom, even, up to the top. Spread. Okay. And then we will do this side. That's a pretty picture. We should have tried to use the picture in there. That was kind of pretty. I've never been to Asia, so I don't know, but the pictures I see of it all the time are just so pretty. Maybe I'll get to go there someday. Okay, corner to our washi, even at the bottom. Follow the washi up. Spread our glue. Okay, then we'll get you and cut you off. Oh, come on. go in the nubbin pile. You get trimmed. And we have one more little page to do. Except I'm going to have to concentrate here because I don't seem to be, I think I've got 2 pages here. I do, that's why I was having trouble, I guess. Okay, so there we go. We now have our teal page done. And we're ready for the last page. And let's see. Flowers over here, not over there. Okay, so flowers over here, this one over here. We're going to ink a page down the center. We're going to do this one down the center. Okay, put the glue on this side. Oh, excuse me. It's getting time to go to bed, I think. Okay, corner, even at the bottom. Spread glue. More glue on this side. Okay. Corner to our washi. Straight at the bottom. Follow the washi all the way up. Spread our glue. Okay, now then we'll open this up, trim glue off. At the top. You go in the nubbin pile, and I'm going to cut you off. Some of these pages are just pretty loud, so some of them it's kind of hard to decide what you're going to use because none of them really look nice, but you can do a lot with it when you get ready to start decorating. So, okay, some nubbin bucket, and you're finished. All right, let's put our book back together here. Do our things. See, it's a whole lot easier if you can wait and let this dry so that those pages don't move on you. Alrighty. Now, I'm not going to do the covers yet because I haven't really decided what we're going to do with the covers. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to paper clip it together all the way around and let it dry. And then when we get done, I may go ahead and put something on the pages just because it'll be done. If you want to do a corner rounder on here, you certainly can do that. On this one, see, I did do a little rounder, and I like that because it kind of helps protect the corners to me. So now, and I will go ahead and ink around the edges, just because you don't want to sit and watch me ink 5,000 pages. But I'll get that done. I'm going to let this dry. It's still very wet. It's still very easy to stick together. So I'm going to line it up, make sure it's all lined up good, ink, and put it down, and then we'll let it dry. Green page. There's our yellow page. We have our teal page and our bright pink. And we'll do something on the back. I don't know what. But I got to get this to sit down and be still for a while so that these pages can glue together. And we'll come back and we'll finish this up. But we have our book done, we have our book made, and our pages are installed in our book. So all we're ready to do now is do a little decorating. So we'll see what we're going to do. Next week we'll decorate at least a page or two, see how that goes, and at least give you an idea of how I process it and what I do. And then we'll go from there. So if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Please share the video with everybody you know. We're working on trying to increase our subscribers, so we need some help in that. I've already gone through all of my friends, so I need to use your friends. But please do. Please subscribe and check out my online store. It's at www.mypinkdragonflywingz, all one word, mypinkdragonflywingz, a Z on the end of wings instead of an S.com. So www.mypinkdragonflywingz.com. Check out the things that we have in there that you can look through, and we'll see you next time. Until then, you be creative too. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.